So we're coming up to the budget. And whilst I am not an economist, although I have walked into a NatWest one, so I'm probably just as qualified as Rachel Reeves, what I know is it's going to affect all of us, whether we voted for it or not. And that got me thinking, if so many people don't actually vote anymore, who is shaping the future of this country? Because let's be honest, things are getting worse. And no one ever seems to admit that they voted for this government or that they didn't vote at all. It's not even a left versus right thing anymore. Half the country just didn't show up. And somehow that's fine. We'll moan in the pub, we'll repost Instagram infographics, we'll call Britain broken over brunch, but ask them if they voted? Something as like you've asked them for their BMI, star sign, and therapy history all at once. And what's mad is that we never actually talk about it. Labour got in with a huge share of a very small voting base. And now every single day, they speak for all of us. Yeah, all of us.
This is the worst.
So let's start with Labour's deputy, Lucy Powell. Lucy Powell became deputy with just 16.6% turnout from Labour voters. Even the political diehards didn't show up. 8 out of 10 didn't vote. And in the carefully by-election in Wales, where Plaid Cymru took the win, turnout barely cracked 50%. And even that was seen as an improvement. Imagine celebrating when only half of the electorate show up. And of course, it's not just a Welsh or a Labour thing, because we have to talk about what started this continuous doom spiral, the 2024 general election. You know, the one where Labour swept in with a landslide. Well, only 59.9% of registered voters actually voted. That's the second lowest turnout since universal suffrage began in 1928. Just barely higher than 2001 when turnout collapsed from 71% to 59% in one election. As many people didn't vote as did. 27.5 million people stayed home and 28.8 million turned up. So next time someone says that the party has a clear mandate, maybe ask from whom? Your WhatsApp group?
Boom. Roasted.
Now, I'm not here to shame anyone, but I am going to have to ask, why don't we vote anymore? Is it laziness? Is it apathy? Or is it something deeper? Because maybe naively, I actually don't think people have stopped caring. I think they've stopped believing that engaging works. And that even the party that you voted for wins, somehow we still seem to end up with the same problem, just in different packaging. It's like politics has become a revolving door of identical promises. The slogans change, but real life stays stubbornly the same.
We will be taking back control.
That's why one of my top priorities as Prime Minister is to stop the boats.
Only way to stop that is to smash the gangs that are running this vile trade.
So people check out, they scroll past, and they stop showing up. Not because they don't care. So growing up, my mum always made sure that my brother and I knew what was happening in the world. It wasn't a, should I engage kind of a question. It was obvious. Of course you engage. You live here, don't you? What we choose on election day is all of our futures. And I already know what matters to me. I just never seem to see how anyone can fix it. I don't want someone to say what I want to hear. I want someone to say what they actually believe, even if it's not polished, even if I don't like the rhetoric, even if I don't fully agree with how they say it. Because I don't want politics to be a constant game of, you left us this mess, so we made an even bigger one. No! We are meant to be Team Britain, just in different jerseys. Honestly, what's the point of politicians at remembrance services? They're just doing it for PR. Remember the country you're working for. They stand there at remembrance services every year promising never to forget. And yet somehow in their day-to-day, they forget who they serve. So if we honour those who served at 18, who weren't career soldiers, why don't we start trusting people to start serving at any later age who aren't career politicians? Remember when I mentioned the Welsh over 70s football team winning the World Championship again? We celebrate them as proof that it's never too late. So why don't we start applying that same belief to politics? What if politics wasn't a ladder, but a calling? So I have to ask, if you didn't vote, should you still get to complain? Now, I'm not saying that your right should disappear, but what I am saying is, at what point does silence become consent? Because voting is power, and giving that power away, election after election, means we're living in a version of Britain that was built by someone else. So when did that change? When did politics become a niche hobby? When did asking questions become taboo? When did the system become so complex, so grey, that people started treating voting like it was optional? Because if voting isn't for us all, who exactly is it for? Now, I'd never tell anyone who to vote for, and I am just please saying, don't ever check out. Because if we all ghost the ballot box, we lose the ability to steer the ship. And so when the budget comes out and something in it makes you wince or cry or moan, just remember, someone voted for it. Well, they didn't. And your voice could have made the difference. So even if it's just a scrappy little by-election with bad branding and 0 snacks, please show up. Keep asking questions and keep always thinking out loud. And I'm sure somehow together we'll get through this budget. And as always, have a think about liking and subscribing. Thank you so much.